time for some MAGA cope, I guess. I think some of this is going to have to do with the Dr. Seuss thing, unfortunately. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. Let's take a look at how all of this is going, shall we? A lot of them have just been posing with different Dr. Seuss books. Which were the ones that were pulled from publishing by the publisher? Let me see. If I ran the zoo, I think that I saw it on Mulberry Street, McGilligut's Pool, On Beyond Zebra, and Scrambled Super Eggs, and the Cat's Quizzer. Okay. So, he's holding a book that isn't even one of the ones that are being pulled by the publisher. Anyone can buy this at any time. It's fine. Keep drinking that orange-flavored Kool-Aid, buddy. Rather that than the racist Kool-Aid, liberals push to remove all faces from packaging of people of color. I didn't get the memo on that. Why did no one CC me on that one? Yet the white faces are still there. Coincidence? Or a plan to demean people of color further and push dependency upon... oh, I'm not reading that. That is the Democrat platform. Apparently, you have no clue what racism really is. Who is trying to take... Oh! Is he talking about Aunt Jemima? Does he think Aunt Jemima is a symbol of, like... Does he think... In his head... Did he think, like, black people were walking through the grocery store and they'd see Aunt Jemima on the bottles and they'd be like, I feel very represented here. Thanks, Aunt Jemima. Jesus Christ. Bitter old-ass broad with 100 bits says, hey, Hannah, you make a little impossible for me to be bitter and old. So off-brand, I know. Thank you. What's my favorite Dr. Seuss book? The Places You'll Go. That's probably cliche, but I mean, Dr. Seuss had a lot of books, right? Dr. Seuss he published a lot of books. He's got like 5 that are like S tier, some that are A tier, B tier. There's like 5 really great Dr. Seuss books, and then some pretty good ones. And then it starts to kind of like, Bitter old-ass broad says, by the way, I have no brand. Let's see how many, all Dr. Seuss books. When I was a kid, I read Dr. Seuss a lot. My parents bought me a collection of Dr. Seuss books, so I owned, like, a lot of them. Probably not every single one, but I owned all the ones that you think of when you think of Dr. Seuss, even some of the ones that you don't. Let's take a look at the complete list. And I think I saw that on Mulberry Street, which is, like, D tier. 500 Hats, don't care. The King Stilts, don't care. McGilligut's Pool, don't care. I Ran the Zoo, don't care. Horton Hears a Who, pretty good. That's probably B or A tier. Cat in the Hat, that's S tier. How the Grinch Stole Christmas, S tier. Yertle the Turtle and Other Stories, that's probably B tier. Cat in the Hat Comes Back, that's C tier, but I do like the Cat in the Hat. Profane Priestess says my favorite is the Lorax. Green Eggs and Ham, S tier. The Sneetches, I'm going to say A tier. I don't remember the other stories in the Sneetches short story collection, but I do like the Sneetches. So let's say A or B. You get it. Dr. Seuss did a lot of books. About 5 of them are excellent. The rest are like pretty good kids' books. You didn't need you to do a tier list now. I would need to reread some of the ones that I've only read like once or twice. Anyway. The Dr. Seuss thing is very interesting. Here's another thing. March 4th came and March 4th went, but Trump was gone, their momentum spent. It appears the Qs were out of luck, or perhaps they were just dumb as fuck. I wish I could talk in rhyme all the time. I do not like this Biden twit. I do not like him even one bit. Oh, the cadence on that's a little. I don't think Dr. Seuss would allow that. I do not like this Biden twit. I do not like him. You should say I do not like him not one bit. That would fit the rhyme scheme better. Instead, it's I do not like this Biden twit. I do not like him even one bit. That even one bit adds too many syllables. I do not like him, not one bit. That would be the correct number. I do not like his creepy stare. He often makes me want to swear. I do not like all the... Oh no! I do not like all the diversity or forgiving tuition to university. Who just straight up takes the mask off and is like, I don't like diversity! White, straight people, please, and no one else. I do not like his immigration views. Most of the time, he's just very confused. Oh my god, this is so bad. Like, obviously the content shit, but just the structure. If you're gonna parody Dr. Seuss, you better do it well. Dr. Seuss is many things and a complicated person, but that motherfucker knew how to rhyme. That's his defining characteristic. You can't do a Dr. Seuss parody and fuck up the one thing about Dr. Seuss that everyone knows. Pyromancer says this was poorly made. I agree. I do not like the way he speaks. We'll have to buy oil from the sheiks. I do not like his view on war or most things he stands for. Oh my god, the bad rhyming in this, the bad like lack of rhyme scheme and like the syllables being wrong in the response to the initial. I'm not like big on like poetry, so I don't know what it's called when there's the initial line. That's the setup, and then the second line, which is like the answer in this sort of like A B A B A B. I don't know what it's called, but they're doing a bad job. He's really just a dumb old fart. He really doesn't have much use. Now he's gone and killed Dr. Seuss. That one completely threw the rhyme scheme out. It was A B A B up until this point. What the fuck? You can't just. I mean, you can go A B A B A B. A-B or something, but like, whatever. Living in Portland, biting my tongue whenever politics come up. My conscience. I lost this battle about a decade ago. Only got one friend remaining, but at least he's not a college commie shit. Why don't you move then? Move. Devious Chillster with 50 bits says, I do not like this chud fuckwit. He's just straight out. Okay, don't read it. You pressed enter too early. Gotcha. Do better. I'll take a Neanderthal over a beta male any day. Right on, Jason. Do you? You get that Neanderthal bear action or whatever. Devious Chillster says, shame bits. Oh no, Gab posts, our way of life must be preserved, which is a dog whistle towards the 14 words that white supremacists use, and also it's people practicing the least amount of gun safety while cooking various meats on their nice-looking outdoor brick barbecue. You don't need to hold a gun while you do that, though, and also, this kid's gonna shoot a sister in the head accidentally. Don't point guns at people. How hard is this to understand? What's your solution to lifting people out of poverty? Genuinely want to know. For one, stop telling them they're victims. Capitalism is the best to-date system mankind has ever created. Belle Delphine made millions selling her bathwater. Don't sit there and tell me you can't make it in this world. I don't look like Belle Delphine. You guys want to buy my bathwater? It's disgusting. It doesn't smell like roses. It smells like sweat and shame and estrogen pills. Masks don't work anyway. South Dakota never had any mask mandates and they did just fine. Oh no. According to this, South Dakota population is 900,000 and they've had 113,000 COVID cases, meaning more than 1 in 10 people have caught COVID there, so that's great. You can think what you like, it won't change the facts. You're right, and the facts are, using they, them in reference to a single person as their pronouns, is improper grammar, and that non-binary is just a meaningless term that my generation came up with because they didn't get enough attention from mommy since daddy left to get milk for 18 years as their pronouns. Guys, it's not hard. People use their as a singular pronoun. It's fine. And it's valid. We are telling our children that Dr. Seuss is racist and Mr. Potato Head is transphobic. Not really. The publisher for Dr. Seuss, I don't even know who publishes Dr. Seuss, but whoever it is decided to pull like 5 books because of probably poor sales. They're some of the worst performing books in the Dr. Seuss catalog. And also they got some racist depictions in them. That's not saying Dr. Seuss is racist. It's them saying, we probably shouldn't be printing these anymore. Which is fine. There wasn't even, like, a Twitter hashtag for this. It's not like it was like, cancel Dr. Seuss. This was a unilaterally made business decision by the company. Pyromancer56 says, the fetishizing of that time period that Republicans Doyle do is frustrating. It is. It's very stupid. But Cadbury Eggs thought a new commercial of 2 gay men sharing a chocolate egg was wholesome family entertainment. Keep that in mind when you're buying Easter candy this year. Are they even gay in that commercial? I don't know. Does it matter? Like, gay people exist. Sorry.
And you need to understand.
Oh, Jesus. I can't play it because of the music. Poop. Things I will put in your ass if you come near me with that vaccine. Don't threaten me with a good time.
6 books. They have now banned 6 books.
Again, what's with this word banned? The company that publishes Dr. Seuss chose voluntarily, with no outside pressure, to stop publishing 5 of the books. That's it.
From Dr. Seuss. Dr. Seuss. You can no longer print these 6 books.
I mean, you couldn't print those books anyway. The publisher owns the copyright on them. Were you printing Dr. Seuss books? Are you selling bootleg Dr. Seuss books? Why are you making it sound like it's impossible to get these books? I'm sure you can buy them somewhere. They're just not making any more.
If I ran a zoo and to think I saw it on Mulberry Street, Beyond Zebra, Scrambled Egg Super, The Cat's Quizzer. This according to a panel of educators and experts. They are banning Dr. Seuss books. How much more do...
These are the books, to be clear. In the bottom left, you got a pretty outdated depiction of a Chinese individual who has one of those hats, has those wooden shoe things, and is eating a rice with chopsticks with the slant eyes. Here's one that's a depiction. You guys can see this, right? Can you see this? Do I need to, like, zoom in or something? Or is this visible? Depictions. Very racist depictions of some individuals. According to this, it says, I'll go to the African island of Yurka. So, really racist depictions of some African individuals. This one's, like, vaguely Middle Eastern, Asiatic, I don't know. And I don't know what the other books were, but it's stuff like that. Like, guys, come on. Glenn Beck. Stop just saying it. Why don't you put these on screen while you're talking about this? Is it because everyone reasonable looks at those and goes, I kinda get it. I kinda get it. They're not canceling, like, first of all, they're not canceling anything. They're choosing not to publish these books of their own accord. Secondly, they're not like, we're not going to print Dr. Seuss Cat in the Hat anymore, or Green Eggs and Ham. It's their least it's books that are not selling that also include depictions that are like, it's fine. It's absolutely fine. Easier to incite rage if you don't show the justification. I know, but it's so blatant. It's so blatant. It frustrates me.
Do you need to see before all of America wakes up and goes, this is fashion?
The description for the Chinese characters have changed over the years also. Latest is Chinese boy, before it was Chinese man, and before that it was Chinaman. Yeah.
Fascism. This is fascism.
It's fascism when a publisher chooses not to publish some of the books in its catalog.
You don't destroy books. What is wrong with us, America? Go out and buy those books today.
I don't even know if you're going to be... I haven't been to the store in person in quite a while, but I have gone to the store. I've gone to Barnes & Noble, although I don't spend a lot of time in the children's section there. But I've seen, like, at my local, department store, they had, for a while, a thing of just Dr. Seuss books. And I looked at them because I'm nostalgic for Dr. Seuss, because, like I said, I had a set of them as a kid. So I really like, Dr. Seuss, Cat in the Hat, and Green Eggs and Ham, and The Places You'll Go, and some of those other ones. The Sneetches, stuff like that. Really cool stuff. I like Dr. Seuss. Not once did I see any of the books listed there. Because no one wants them! Pyromancer says, what's wrong is that people like you exist, Glenn Beck. TYY also says, they're literally doing this so he won't be canceled. They're doing this so people don't start a Twitter campaign. Yeah.
Find out if you...
To an extent. I think it's more so that the books just don't sell well. They could also, and I don't think anyone would give a shit, like, these aren't well-selling books anyway, but let's say... And I understand, some people might find this sacrilegious or whatever because it's Dr. Seuss, and the artwork that's associated with Dr. Seuss is like, it's inseparable from the wording, right? Like, the verse itself is one thing, but also the art is iconic. But if you're that married to this particular book, maybe change the art. Not the whole thing. You don't need to change everything. Just maybe the racist part. Just the racist part. Or sell these, like someone recommended in the chat, in the adult section as like, hey, these are Dr. Seuss books, but they're not really for children because they have really, really racist depictions of people. Oh yeah, the first one's an easy edit. This one is probably a complete redo except for the bird. And this one's pretty much a complete redo too. But like, I get it. I get it. I get why a company that's operating for profit would not want these things in their catalog.
Buy Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head. Because it's the end of an era.
Not really. They're still selling Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head. Again, you're completely misrepresenting what happened. The brand name of the line of toys is now just Potato Head. But in that line, they sell Mr. Potato Head and Mrs. Potato Head and, like, baby potato heads. I think they call them spuds. They have, like, pet potato heads. That's the whole point, is that it's encompassing all of the products in the line and not just the one toy, Mr. Potato Head.
It is the end of freedom in America, where you are bullied to the point to where you better not have that book.
No one's going to come into your house and take your shitty Dr. Seuss book. And honestly, if you're reading your kids one of these ones instead of, like, the good Dr. Seuss books, that poor kid. Get some good Dr. Seuss books. Like some of the ones that are anti-fascism. That'd be great. Those are good. Oh, good God. No! Oh no, it's got Doctor Who on it too! I'd rather be vored by a dragon than vote for Joe Biden. Who is this person? Who's a fan of Sonic and Doctor Who and Lilo and Stitch and likes Trump? Weird. Old School AJ, thanks for subscribing with 4 months with a 1 month streak. Mike Max 321 says the real fascism is the conservative preventing people autonomy for free Medicare. Hormones influence drugs for trans people, abortion, and many things they consider sinful. Daddy Sume says vor is being eaten, swallowed. I know what vor is. I've been on the internet long enough to know what vor is. Pyromancer with 20 bits says Republican duplicity on freedom pisses me off. Yeah, they're hypocrites. And thank you, Jovian Dakic. Appreciate that. When you date a white, it's not all right. Propagation of whiteness is propaganda of hatred, oppression, and homophobia, sexism, transphobia, racism, ableism. This will not be tolerated. You've been warned, Emerald City Antifa. I would bet you $1,000 this was posted by some chud just to take a photo and post it on Twitter or Parler and be like, look at how crazy Antifa is. They do this shit. Matt Walsh. Who's Matt Walsh? Hold on. CEO of Awful Takes. Why am I blanking on who Matt Walsh is? Children need a mother and a father. This is one of the most basic human truths that hasn't changed just because our society has lost its mind and its soul. It should be illegal for adoption agencies to place a child in anything but a stable mother-father home. People are asking if this means I'm opposed to single people adopting kids. Yes, absolutely. I think children need and deserve a mother and a father. I do not see either the mother or the father as expendable. That's my view. Nearly everyone had this view until like 12 seconds ago. That's definitely untrue. He's just some random chud. J Pizza 31, thanks for subscribing with a 3-month streak. Third of the way to a stream, baby. We can get there. I believe it. Happy birthday, Dr. Seuss. I won't cancel you. Conservative Trump supporter, love to laugh. Oh no. I'm betting she's the feature in at least a couple Karen videos floating around online. There's, of course, the Trump golden statue. Societies need to remind themselves of their history. Those who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it. The fact that you want to take down Ranger statues is proof that you know nothing about history. How many statues of Hitler and SS generals does Germany have? Valid point. You don't put up statues for the losers, and especially losers who are pieces of shit who were fighting a war to subjugate countless numbers of individuals because of the color of their skin. Initial guy says, none, and that's a huge problem. If you ever find yourself advocating for building statues of Adolf Hitler and SS officers, I don't want to say Nazi, but you're a Nazi. You're a fucking piece of shit. Jesus Christ. Cleanse for later? Thanks. Freaking Out 99 with 50 bits says, my grandpa is a MAGA Karen, or grandma rather. If you insult Trump at dinner, she'll bang pots and pans, even if it's not in her house. Is your grandmother 3 years old? Pyromancer, oh no, sorry, that one was Freaking Out 99, and this is Pyromancer. We don't need statues to have knowledge of old events. Yeah, it's stupid. People can look at this and still say Biden won the election. Yeah, the blue areas are where people live. The red areas have fewer people because they're rural areas. People are more spread out. Most of the population lives in the blue areas. Sex is binary, Genie-der isn't a thing. You know what? I agree. Genie-der is not a thing. Gender is. Genie-der isn't. Me vaccinated? Nah, not me. But oh no, it's the one joke mixed with vaccination. Anti-vax people. Gross. Pyromancer says I had to disown my backyard because I voted for Trump. I hate the one joke. I hate the one joke.
Suffer withering losses in the midterms and to lose the White House decisively 4 years from now.
Anti-vax pioneer stealer.
Actually, as you know, they just lost the White House, but it's one of those things. But who knows? Who knows? I may even decide to beat them for a third time, okay?
You only won the Electoral College once and you lost the popular vote twice. How are you adding up to 3 times? I don't want to watch this whole speech. I changed my mind. I can't deal with listening to Trump talk for an hour and a half. I want to be so done with Donald fucking Trump. I didn't see the short fat otaku thing that he posted to Chris Reagan thing. Can you exchange channel points for real currency? You could exchange channel points for 1 Shroot buck. And then watch The Office to figure out how you can convert that.
Who has a feeling that Trump's gonna come back? Who's with me? Can I get a like and follow? We got this, y'all. Trump 2021. Let's do it. Who has a feeling that Trump's gonna come back?
Trump is not going to come back in 2021. Because that's not when we elect the president. Did I hear Donald Trump sent a cease and desist to organizations using his name in promotional materials? I did. That was very funny. I am going to vote in every state I can drive to. Every Republican should do the same. Screw the demo rats in the deep state. That's illegal, but I'm also guessing that's a troll. The Democrats switched parties and voted for President Trump? What? White privilege is a myth perpetuated by those who hate white people, and we're supposed to feel that way because these people are living in a cabin? No. They appear to be people living on the frontier. That's their choice. And I'm sure their life was hard. And that's wonderful. But, like, this is pretty soon after the Civil War, where, you know, an entire race of people had a decision about their freedom made over a war? What? Let's compare these people's house and their freedoms to, let's say, a black person at the same time. Jesus Christ. Yeah, but we lived in a log cabin. Okay, you had a fucking cabin, didn't you? Cool. Advisors say Trump has not talked about dropping Pence from the ticket and possible future bid. That's so bizarre. God, please don't have Donald Trump run again. Imagine if in 2020, Democrats ran Hillary Clinton. Like, we already had this election. We already know who's gonna win. Why are we doing this again? I really don't want to see Trump v. Biden part 2. That sounds awful. Nick Fuentes banned from Clubhouse during his first broadcast. That'll happen when you're a neo-Nazi. And I'm trying not to throw that word around. Nick Fuentes is, though. Nick Fuentes is a literal Holocaust-denying neo-Nazi. So, you know. The Capitol riot was set up by the Dems. Weird. I saw a lot of Trump flags and hats there. Funny how that works.
To me, has one quality that is really special. He will fight for his friends. That the people that he served with in jail will tell you the same thing in prison that I will tell you. He is loyal to his friends. He loves his country. And if he has to stand up to his party for his country, so be it. He would die for this country. I love him to death.
You're gonna love how the movie ends. Sure. They're always comparing it to a movie. We don't live in a movie. We live in the real world. They've stolen a whole year of our lives from us. A whole year. Nope. That was a disease. Sorry. Jesus Christ. Wow. California needs an earthquake that would let that place drift away from America. That's not even how that would work. It would still be America. MMO Addicted says, I legit got up to see if my toilet broke. Sorry. Mike Max says, to quote a meme, I'm idiots. People could fly. This place will be a airport. What? Oh yeah, did you see the mask burning shit?
Not too fast. Not all at once. Hold on a little bit. Fire out.
Dude, these are right here. Right here.
Look, after COVID is dealt with and a majority of the population is vaccinated, if you want to have like a mask burning party as like a fun thing, like, hey, we did it, we got through it, this was all tough, this was a bitch of a year and a half or whatever, totes, I understand that. We're not at that place yet, okay? Keep the masks, please. Put the masks on while you're out places. Ugh, people are such idiots. Pyromancer says, I hope they enjoy the fumes. Stone Corbell with 100 bits says, glad we've politicized the germ theory of disease. Cool country we live in. It's gross. I don't know. We're probably good for the day, right? Is there anything on Parlor Cringe? Do they still post stuff? Not in a while. Yeah, we're probably good then. Oh, I always gotta play this when we go by it.
Google's got you. Google's got you. Google's got you. Google's got you.
YouTube, Facebook, Twitter,
Google's got you. Google's
Apple,
got you.
Amazon,
Google's got you. Google's got you.
Instagram, and TikTok. Why did you send to me?
Google's got you.
When I speak
got you.
and you disagree, you deplatform.
Got you.
Ban and fact check me.
Google.
Hooked on my freedom.
He has shit views, but it's well done. Sure, if it was this dude doing literally anything else, it'd probably be fine.
Great news, Trump supporters. Trump was looking at Pelosi's laptop last night in real time. She was stopped at the border at 11:55. She'll be taken to an undisclosed place till tribunal trials. Sidney Powell and Lynn Wood are in front of military judges yesterday. 195,000 sealed indictments. And they have more, but just for this operation is what this is related to. Sweeping arrests will be made all weekend long and going into the next week. Stock up and be prepared for 10 to 12 days while Trump's team takes action and new government is put in place. Pence did his duty. They went along with the insurrection. And now it's just time to sit back and watch God do his work.
I wonder how she's feeling today, since literally none of that was true. I also wonder where she's getting her information. Alright. That's enough MAGA cope. Let's do some Dr. Seuss stuff.